Hi! Kadya, i-share ko lang kaninyo ang akin thoughts on Shadow and Bone. Pisahan ko dya by thanking the casting director because lantawan nyo mo na yung cast, ka-perfect ka nanda, diba? So, I hope nga the casting director namit anang pagkain for the rest of their life. Happy gid ako nga gincast nanda ang Asian women sa lead roles. Kag I think it's refreshing to see Desi women on screen nga hindi si Priyanka Chopra, nga hindi si Jamila Jamil. Amazed gid ako not only because they look perfect and they can act so well, but also because they have mad respect for the source material. Si Ben Barnes, he refers to the books as a Bible that he kept checking in on, to the point nga sanda ni Jessie May Lee, dugang sanda kang mga direct nga quotations from the books in case need nanda mag-improvise ka scenes. Tapos si Archie has spoken time and time again of his love of Mal. Tapos si Archie is defensive kay Mal and he refers to Alina as Mal's true home, and that was what he was determined to bring to the screen in his portrayal. And si Kit Young, in an interview, he said nga he had to stop reading Six of Crows because he was getting too invested. And according to him, he would be devastated kung hindi na mabuol ang part ni Jasper. Si Freddie Carter kag si Amita Suman, they deem it imperative nga ang trauma ni Kaz kag ni Inej, anda nga separate trauma, be portrayed, right? So, ang cast nga dya, they have mad respect for the books. They understand their characters, and that comes from a deep love and understanding of the characters. The cast did not just portray our favorite characters, but they also portrayed the characters nga palangga nanda. Natin nga sa mga adaptation, not everything is like the source material. So I will try not to come across as gatekeeping. So, here are the things that I didn't like with the adaptation. Wala ako na namian nga gin-reveal lagi ang name ni Darkling.
Please, call me Alexander.
His name is important. Major turning point na sa relationship na with Alina. Para kanakan, giving away the Darkling's name so quickly and so casually is a hate crime. Kanakan, dura binabuol ang intended effect. I did not like that I have a lot of unanswered questions like, why is Alina constantly dreaming of the stag? Paano nakita ka Darkling anang drawing sa anang journal? Kung naman ani Darkling nga she's been dreaming of the stag. Those were so random. Wala gin explain. Tapos, wala ako na namian nga everything about the amplifiers was thrown at one shot. Wala man ako na namian, nagin-erase nanda si Zoya kag si Mal. Tapos they gave us Zoya and the Darkling instead. Ew! It was you! Zoya and Mal looked cute flirting. And so far, amo lang ra ang wala ko mga nanamian. So, mag-agdo ka sa mga bagay nga nanamian ko about the adaptation. Happy gid ako kag impressed kung paano ging fold kang showrunners ang Six of Crows into the Shadow and Bone plot. Namian gid ako that the show was true to the books. Minus lang isa mga gin-mention ko kaina nga daw ra ako na namian. Pero for the most part, the show was very faithful to the books. I love that the show was written for the female gaze. Tapos si Mikael kag si Dubrov, they were a sleeper surprise. I was really amazed kay in the first book, daw wala ko lang kung saan naging sapak. I mean, sure, they were friends with Mal, pero I didn't really expect nga makita ko ang dynamics of their relationship on screen, and it's so beautifully done. Nanamian gid ako kang cameo ni Leigh Bardugo. Ang cute. Tapos she was wearing a violet kefta, so meaning she was a Duras. Tapos si Ivan kag si Fedior. I mean, I didn't really care much for Ivan and Fedior in the books, pero in the show, wow! They were a delightful surprise. They were the couple I didn't know I needed. And I'm very happy nga ginobrasan da nga gay kang showrunners. I love the bad antlers. It made me very uncomfortable because andot nga dintan hasilid ka panit ni Alina, how? Honestly, I was kind of expecting a very tight necklace. Kaya abi ko necklace ta na nga daw ginbutang nga collar sa ana nga neck. Pero I loved what they did with the antlers because they showed us how invasive it is and how it affected Alina, and it showed us just how much control the Darkling has over Alina. Happy ako nga the antlers looked like that. It's so ugly and uncomfortable, and because I think it wouldn't have achieved its intended effect if it were a pretty necklace. Love the casting for Pekka Rollins. Kang ginabasa ko ang books, wala agad ako clear image in my head kung ano itsura ni Pekka Rollins, ano anang mga mannerisms and stuff. But show Pekka Rollins is amazing. Show Pekka Rollins acted the hell out of the few seconds he was on screen. Of Suhaya Dasgupta as Zoya. I didn't really expect Zoya to have much screen time because she did not have that much part in the first book. So I was scared nga ubrahon nanda nga background character si Zoya, but I'm glad that they did not. Suhaya made sure to steal every scene she was in. Suhaya captured Zoya's fierceness and ambition, and I can't wait to see more of her in the next season. Hopefully, ma-explore ta na next season ang character ni Zoya and ang dynamic na with Nikolai Lantsov. I love Nina and Matthias. Ang anda nga interaction, it's everything I imagined and more. Sabi anda nga chemistry, agin portray gid ni Kalahan ang superstitious kag innocent personality ni Matthias. Kag Daniel, she was just perfect for the role of Nina. While I was reading Six of Crows kag Crooked Kingdom, it's canon in my head that Nina is chubby and curvy. So for me, perfect si Daniel as Nina. Kag na-capture na ang pagka-playful ni Nina and ang strength ni Nina. So, I have no complaints. I love the Crows. Freddie Carter as Kaz Brecker is amazing. He was able to capture Kaz's strength in being a self-made man without the advantages of being a Grisha or inherited wealth or status. For fans of the show who haven't read the books, Kaz Brecker is a mystery. Wala kita kamaan kung diin ta na naghalin, andot nga amura ugali na, and ano ang na-drive ta na to be the way he is. Perfect si Amita Suman as Inej because na-capture ni Amita Suman ang courage, ang vulnerability, kag conviction ni Inej Gaffa. Capture ni Amita Suman ang every little thing about Inej's character, like how Inej's faith is affecting her ability to do her job as an assassin. Nakita natin nga Inej did not hesitate to kill that heartrender kang nakita na nga Kaz was in danger. Also, can we talk about the eye contact between Inej and Kaz? The tension. So among the Crows, it was Kit Young as Jesper Fahey who stole the show for me. He was perfect for the role. Kit Young gave life to my bisexual ADHD hero with absolute perfection. That scene where he was begging for a demo expert, kabay pa Wylan foreshadowing ja. I can't wait to see Jesper interact with Wylan. I love Jessie Maylie as Alina. Alina was straight out of the books. Na-portray ni Jessie Maylie ang pagka-naive, pagka-stubborn, kag ang confusion ni Alina. It was perfect. Halin sa way nga gin-deny na ang ana nga powers hasta sa pag-reclaim na nakaana nga power from the Darkling, and Archie as Malian Oretsev is everything. And I'm very happy that they hired someone as hot and handsome as Archie because in the books lugin portray gid man nga hot kagwapo si Mal. Show Mal is better than book Mal because the showrunners made a conscious choice to make Mal's character supportive instead of insecure. Kag seeing Archie as Mal, I am become a stan. Kag seeing Mal and Alina's relationship from Mal's perspective as well as Alina's made it so much better. Kag nagkaroon kang depth ang character ni Mal with those flashbacks from Karamzin. Ginobra ni Jessie kag ni Archie ang bond ni Mal kag Alina into something pure and sweet. I think ginobra kang showrunners They set up Mal's character in season 1 to be perfect because hopefully makita natin ang mga flaws kang character ni Mal in season 2. And it's okay, Mal. Not everyone can be Tita Malark. I love Ben Barnes as the Darkling. I would like to thank 2012 Tumblr for fan casting Ben Barnes as a Darkling. Dreams do come true. And I also loved the backstory of the Darkling. Inpakita nga the Darkling making the fold was a mistake and he just wanted Grisha to be safe. That backstory made the Darkling more humane and his cause even more justified. I also loved nga include kang showrunners ang political uprising sa West Ravka. The general and his political aspirations were necessary layers. It made the Darkling's expansion of the fold even more justified. And I love that one of the changes they made in the show is that they made Alina part 2 because it immediately sets up how Alina is perceived as the other. Wala ginhambal sa books nga part 2 si Alina. Si Alina Ravkan nga nagbangal sa orphanage in Karamzin, a place near the border. Sa books, ginpakita nga si Alina kag si Mal were seen as misfits because they were orphans. So, para kanakan, it made sense na ginubranan da nga part 2 si Alina in order to feel like an outsider even in the orphanage. Throughout the show, we cut to Alina's time at the orphanage, which consisted of bullying from her fellow orphans who are white. So, Alina finds hope and escape in her friendship with fellow mixed orphan Mal. So, it makes sense nga si Alina kang na-discover na ang ana nga power bilang sun summoner kag natugruan ta na kang newfound status of attention kag pressure para mangin savior ka Ravka. So, it makes sense nga hindi na gusto ma-separate from the only person she knows. And that's Mal. It makes sense nga gusto ni Alina i-transfer ang power to someone else because hindi na gusto mangin target for the rest of her life. Making Alina part 2 makes sense. Why Alina desperately wants to belong, why she's anxious to be like everyone else. Kag as seen sa Siege and Storm, kag Ruin and Rising, Alina is in a perpetual search of home. I love that the showrunners made Mal and Alina Asian, and them being an Asian couple makes Alina's soft ending in Ruin and Rising more touching because women of color have always been told to be strong, to bear immense amounts of pain and suffering for the sake of their white counterparts' problems. Ravka is a mostly white country, except for the Grisha who got taken from everywhere. Like, why does Alina have to be the savior of all of Ravka to fix the Darkling's problems? Towards the end of Ruin and Rising, makita natin si Alina nga free from that burden. Natin si Alina living a soft, good, quiet life in the orphanage with Mal. I love how the Darkling is a very complex villain, and for me, the Darkling is even more terrifying than most villains because the Darkling is that kind of villain we see in real life. The Darkling is the kind of villain we've had at some point in our lives. The Darkling is the type of villain you never see coming. I mean, look at him. You know that the Darkling is powerful. He looks powerful, but he doesn't look threatening. He doesn't look intimidating. What makes the Darkling terrifying is that he is charming. And he uses that charm to seduce young, vulnerable, powerful women. He seduces these young, vulnerable, powerful women so they stay with him, so they stand with him, not against him. And when that doesn't work, gina-threaten na ang mga babayi nga dyan. Natin that the Darkling is dangerous, but he is also kind, charming, vulnerable. which is why it's difficult to see the Darkling as a textbook abuser. It's the same way that people dismiss other people's abusive behavior because they are nice, they are kind, or they could be kinder if they wanted to. Hindi ta paglipatan ang ginobra na kay Jenya, doing that to a literal child so that the king favors him and Jenya will do anything for the Darkling. That is all kinds of sick. I think a lot of Darklina shippers ship them because of the potential that they have, diba? Both sanda powerful Grisha. But I think Darklina shippers ignore the fact that the Darkling and Alina are not equal. Nabasa ko sa Twitter that Lay Bardugo based the Darkling sa abusive relationship nga she was getting out of samtang ginasulat na ang book. So, it makes sense. And Barnes really be out there doing the devil's work by making it impossible to hate the Darkling. Also, I love this scene sa last episode and I think it's also funny. Away si Mal kag ang Darkling. Away sanda sa sands of the fold. I mean, the Darkling could have easily used the cut on Mal. But instead, the Darkling decided to fight Mal hand to hand just so he could bitch slap Mal from Ravka to Ketterdam. Those are the things that I love sa Shadow and Bone nga series. Sana magka-season 2 na mas ma-explore pa ang Grishaverse, tapos mas ma-explore ang characters kang Crows, ang characters ni Alina, Zoya, Mal. Hopefully, ma-introduce ang mga pag-o nga characters like sila Wylan, kag si Nikolai Lantsov. Love Shadow and Bone so much, and the hype surrounding it is making me feel a different type of alive. And I've never felt this way about book-to-screen adaptations since the release of the Hunger Games movie in 2012. Amo lang da! Thank you, The Apothecary Manila, for sponsoring this video. So, pwede nyo sanda i-follow sa Instagram, kag sa Facebook. So, they sent me this Mother's Day package. So, amo dyan sa babaw, ginakas ko rin ang laso na, pero nakalaso dyan pagpadaranan da. So, buksan natin ang Mother's Day package na ginpadaranan da. So, amo dyan ang mga included sa mga Mother's Day package. May card. Tapos, amo ng mga tea. So, may kita nyo, glutamate, lavender, hibiscus, kag honey. Tapos, may steeper, kag may pangbugal ka honey. Tapos, as you can see sa akin background, nakaraka ako hibiscus tea, kag honey, nga ginpadara ni The Apothecary Manila. So, thank you very much liwat The Apothecary Manila. Pwede nyo sanda i-follow sa anda Instagram, kag sa anda Facebook. Thank you very much, and thank you for watching. Bye!